Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have a reading vlog for you guys. I haven't done that in so long. I haven't filmed a reading vlog in so long. I don't even remember the last time. I feel like it was in like October or November. One of the two. It's been a while though. And I'm finally giving one to you guys. It's going to be, you're guys getting two this month. Who do I think I am? Who do I think I am? Anyway, this first one that you guys are seeing is a romance reading vlog because it's February. It's February, romance. And I have 3 books in mind, but you guys are only gonna know them as I read them, just in case I don't read 3 books in this video. You know? So, the first book, which I'm so very excited to read. One second, let me put you guys down. It's gonna fall. You're currently balancing on my drink, so this is very dangerous, but you gotta do what you gotta do. The first book that I'm going to be reading in this video is Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. I don't know why she looks like that, but I've had this book for so long and I have not had the urge to read this book for the longest. Like, I got this book right after I read When in Rome, which was in 2023. It was a long time ago, and I got this book right after because I was like, I want to read it, and then I got it, and then I was like, I don't want to read it anymore. So then I didn't, but now randomly I'm just like, I really want to read it. Like, at the very beginning of this year, I was just like, I really want to read that book randomly. And then if you guys don't know Tiffany Leanne, I love her, and I'm a part of her Discord, and she does like this book of the month. Usually, like, sometimes if I have the book, I'll read it. If I don't have the book, I won't read it. But I saw this in the running up and I was like, guys, I voted because I was like, I need to read this book. I need to read this book. And if y'all saw my February TBR video, y'all know I tried so hard to get this book. I didn't, but I'm reading it anyway because I just really want to. But this is the first book of the video. I just needed an excuse to read it, and this was the greatest excuse that I could have gotten. Like, yes. Let me read you the back. It says, Annie Walker is on a quest to find her perfect match, someone who complements her happy, quiet life running the local flower shop in Rome, Kentucky. But finding her dream man may be harder than Annie imagined. Everyone knows everyone in her hometown, and the dating prospects are getting fewer by the day. After she overhears her latest date say she is so unbelievably boring, Annie starts to think the problem might be her. Is it too late to become flirtatious and fun like the leading ladies in her favorite romance movies? Maybe she only needs a little practice, and Annie has the perfect person in mind to be her tutor, Will Griffin. Will, the sexy tattooed and absolutely gorgeous bodyguard, is temporarily back in Rome providing security for Amelia Rose as excitement builds for her upcoming marriage to Noah Walker, Annie's brother. He has one personal objective while on the job: stay away from Annie Walker and any other possible attachments to the sleepy town. But no sooner than he gets settled, Will finds himself tasked with helping Annie find the love of her life by becoming the next leading lady of Rome, Kentucky. Will wants no part in changing the sweet and lovely Annie. He knows for a fact that some stuffy, straight-laced guy won't make her happy, but he doesn't have the heart to say no. Amid steamy practice dates and strictly educational tutoring lessons, Annie discovers there are more layers to Will than his usual stoic attitude. As the lines of their friendship become dangerously blurred, Annie reconsiders her dream guy. Maybe her love life doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be real. Guys, that sounds so good. I think this is going to be so cute. And the male main character has tattoos. I mean, I was gonna read the book anyway. So I'm very excited. And it's a small town. I loved the first book. I mean, come on. So, yes, this is the very first book of the video. I will update you guys when I finish. No, I'm kidding. I'll update you guys at some point, but we all know I'm not very good at reading books, so we will see how this goes. Hi. It's, what time is it? Un momento. 12:08. And I just woke up from a nap. yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I just woke up and I'm about to go back to sleep. But before I go to sleep, I wanted to give you some updates. I did read yesterday. Like when I started the video, I read for like an hour-ish. And I got to page 63, chapter 8. Let me tell you, I'm really enjoying this a lot more than I was expecting to. I expected to like this, but not as much as I'm liking it, you know? In fact, I'm liking this a lot more than I liked When in Rome, and I really liked that. So, is this a 5-star, y'all? Is it going to be a 5-star? I don't know yet. I don't know. This would technically be the first 5-star of this year. Actually, I think I might have just lied to y'all. I totally just lied to y'all. I did read another book, 5-star, that I read fully this year. But this might be added to that list. Let's talk about it. Annie, I love her. I feel like me and Annie, I feel like Sarah like knows me or something, because why is she writing me as Annie? Like, why is she writing me? Why am I Annie right now? Like, yes, her anxiety, like I feel like anyone who has anxiety, specifically social anxiety, can relate to Annie. And I'm gonna say this. It's really funny to be in Annie's point of view, because like I understand, like, or like get you. She does this thing where like she's like in the moment, like trying to have a conversation or whatever the problem is, and she like does something that's like quite literally irrational. She's like, it's, girl, like afterwards, like she thinks back on the situation and she's like, girl. And that's literally me. If you don't know, I work in a grocery store. I work customer service, and I have to talk on the phone. I also have severe social anxiety, so that's not the most ideal situation for me to be in, but you gotta do what you gotta do for the money, right? So I have to talk to people on the phone, and you know, I have this like script in my head. Like, I say the same thing on the phone. They're supposed to like follow the script, and you know, everything's great. But there'll be some times where people don't follow the script that they didn't know existed, and I like short circuit, like my brain just like stops, because I'm like, that's not what was supposed to happen. So I just like I like freeze, and then like I get home and I'm just like, are we being serious right now? Like, girl, we need to get it together. So I get Annie, and I think it's hilarious that we're literally the same person. Will, I like Will, but also at the same time, I'm a little conflicted. Will is very much our average stoic, morally gray male main character who doesn't believe in love. I mean, we've seen it done. Now for him, I think there's some valid reasons for the most part. We don't really know like in depth what has gone on, but I mean, I can kind of understand. But also at the same time, he needs to be nicer to his brother. That, I didn't like that. But I get it. I understand. But I don't agree. Anyways, so far it's been cute. I've liked seeing Noah and Amelia. I'm having a grand old time, okay? And I'm gonna read some more. I don't know if I will read more today, but I will read more tomorrow. And I will update you guys. Yes. Good night.
Feels like the first time. Throw away all my pride. Don't wanna say I love you first, but holding it in just might make me burst. Love in the open, daydreaming, hoping, melting in our make-believe new worlds. Whispering winds bring the remembrance that you're my girl. No shame, no games. I wanna fall in love, fall in love. I'll be your savage, I'll be your baddest. Or do you like sweet?
Hello. It is currently February 8th, 10:08 a.m. Can y'all see that? Yes, you can. I have read a lot of this book since the last time I updated you guys, which I don't know was when. It was someday. Yeah, your girl is far. I'm on page 223, chapter 28. And that's out of like 42 chapters and 343 pages. So, I'm almost done. This book's getting finished today. But, updates. I literally, like, there's not a part of this book that I'm like, ugh, so annoying. Like, I'm not disliking anything. Like, I'm loving this book so much. And it's so cute. Their banter, love their banter. And we're kind of getting more into Will and kind of why he is the way he is, which I understood from the beginning, but like kind of like diving into that is a lot better for me, because at first I was like, yeah, like I understand, but I don't agree. And I mean, while I still understand and don't agree, it makes sense, and I feel bad for him. I feel really bad for him. And then Annie, I also feel really bad for Annie, and I feel like her family really needs to let this grown woman be a grown woman. Her family and this town. Like, why the petition? Are we gonna talk about it? Are we gonna talk about it? Because what is that? This is a grown woman. She's about to be 30. She's about to be 30, and y'all are treating this woman like she is 12. Yeah. So I feel really bad for her, and like no one really knows Annie, like the true Annie. That just makes me really sad for her. You know, it just makes me really sad for her. But I'm loving this, y'all. Also, it reminds me of my parents, because so Will's name is like, we don't know his real name, but Annie's real name is Annabelle, which is not what I thought it was going to be, but it is, and I think that it's so cute. And so my mom goes by a nickname, like everyone calls her nickname. I'm not going to tell you because you guys don't need to know my mom's name, but my stepdad has always called her her full, like her real name, her government name. And it's so funny. And that's what happens in here. Like, she writes her name in his phone, and he's like frowns at it and like changes it to Annabelle. And I thought that was so cute. I was like, oh, my parents. So, yeah. But I'm really enjoying this, as we can see. I literally have not said a bad thing about this book, and I think that is telling. I think that's telling. So I'm gonna read now until like 10:45, and then I have to get ready for work and do all that stuff, and then I'll read some more, and then have to be an adult and go to work. Oh, I hate it. Anyway, there's my update. Either I'll see you guys before I go to work or when I finish the book. Either or.
Caramel honey dipped, I'm yours till the beat flips. Don't let it slip. Give up my power. Yes, afraid to lose each other. Counting the hours till I see you again. Could you be life, lover, and best friend? Waiting for text back, wondering where you at, or who could you be with? No, I'm not possessive,
actually finished it like quite a bit ago. I finished it like maybe 3 hours ago. So it's been a little bit of a minute. I needed to just let everything kind of sink in to like really make sure my rating was what I'm rating this. And I think I'm sure about my rating. I think I'm sure. And guys, I fear Sarah ate the girlies up with this book. I fear she did, because this book is a 5-star. And I wasn't expecting, like before I read this book, I wasn't expecting this to be a 5-star. Like I was expecting it to be good, but like not a 5-star. And then I started reading it and I was like, wait a second. Girl, what are we doing here? Wait. Yeah, this was really good. I literally have not one bad thing to say about this book. Like, not one bad thing. I don't know. I like this way more than I liked When in Rome. And the funny thing is, I didn't think I was gonna like this as much because it is a bodyguard trope. And the reason why I'm doing that is because we don't really talk much about, like, she's not the one being guarded. And that's it. What I think I don't like about the bodyguard trope is when they're like, it's like the bodyguardie, the guarded and the bodyguard. I don't like that. So seeing this was a lot. It didn't bother me. And I really liked it. And this book was deep. I love a book about family dynamics and I love romance, so put those two together and I'm gonna eat the book up, and I surely did. There's so much family dynamics in this book because both of our main characters, their like problems on their own is regarding their family, very much so. So it was nice to see that. I also really liked the epilogue because it's not, she switched it up a little bit. She didn't do what every other author does, and I loved her for that. Also, the third act breakup, there is one in this book. That's not a spoiler. I feel like everyone kind of expects that when it's a romance book. The third act breakup in here was done so well and seamlessly that I'm just like, why did I not hate that? Like, why was I not ready to throw this book across my room? That's what happens when I read a third act breakup, and that just didn't happen. And yeah, I had the time of my life reading this book. I was giggling. I didn't cry. I was surprised because I do cry a lot. I did not cry, but I definitely felt like I was going to. Well, I'm so sorry. You are not a real person, but I'm so sorry. I am. Same with Annie. Oh, these two, oh my gosh, I'm so connected to them and I don't even know why. Because really in this book I didn't really know, I related to Annie, just with her anxiety, but like on a deeper level not really. So I'm just like, why am I so connected to these characters? I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't tell you, but I am, and I love this. I loved all 343 pages of this, and I'm so happy that I read this. It's gonna be really hard to top this book, y'all. I got 2 books that I think are gonna be really highly rated, and this, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Out of the books that I'm gonna read in this video, this was the one that I thought I was gonna rate the lowest. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, this was the first book of the video. We are now moving on to our second book, which is, honestly, is this a well-known book? I've heard a couple people talk about this, but not too many people, because it is a young adult book, and that is This Time It's Real by Anne Liang. This book, I don't even know how, or no, I know why this book was on my radar, because I read XOXO. And I was like, I needed something to fill the void that I had after reading that book. I needed something like that. And this was a book that was like recommended. It's like, if you like this, you go like this. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'll like that. And then I never read it. So now we're reading it. It is a young adult. It is like 330 pages, maybe 340. that might be way too much, but it's short, it's a young adult. I feel like it's gonna go by really quickly. One thing I will tell you right now, when I have clips of me reading this book, it's not gonna be on here because one, this is the most unfloppy book I've ever had in my life. Like, tell me why a Stephen King book is floppier than this. That's unacceptable. But anyway, it's not her fault, I don't think. I'm really excited to read this book. Now that I have some of her other books, I think I'm the least excited for this one. But this is the first book of hers that I have gotten. So I just feel like I need to read this first. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna read the back to you. It says, can you fall in love for real with the whole world watching? When 17-year-old Eliza Lynn's essay about meeting the love of her life goes viral, her entire life changes overnight. Now she has the approval of her classmates at her new international school in Beijing, a career-launching internship opportunity at her favorite magazine, and a massive secret to keep. The truth is, Eliza's never been in a relationship before, let alone in love. All good writing is lying, right? Desperate to hide the truth, she strikes a deal with the famous actor in her college, the charming but aloof Kaz Song. She'll help him write his college applications if he poses as her boyfriend. Kaz is a dream boyfriend. He passes handwritten notes to her in class, makes her little sister laugh, and takes her out on motorcycle rides to the best snack stalls around the city. When her fake relationship with Kaz starts feeling a little too convincing, all of Eliza's carefully laid plans are threatened. Can she still follow her dreams if it means breaking her own heart? Poor girl. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. I think it's going to be a good book, but I don't think it's like, from the synopsis, it's not giving me the 5-star feels. So we'll see. I do think I'm going to like this though. I do. I do love a fake dating trope. I do. I can't even lie. I do love a fake dating trope. The cover is beautiful. I've heard great things about this. So, this will be the next book I'm reading. But you guys will not be seeing me read this physically. I will be reading this on my phone. Because one, I don't own a Kindle. And two, I can't do it, guys. I can't. Like, I can't read it like this. You'll see me reading on my phone. Update time. More updates. Where am I going to put you? Should we be no, that's so basic. I mean, this is even more basic, but this is where we're gonna put you guys. Okay, updates about This Time It's Real. I'm holding up the book like I've been reading on here. I haven't, I'm not even gonna lie, but I am on chapter 9, page 122, according to the book. But according to what I've actually been reading on, which is my phone, I'm on chapter 9. Page 109. Can y'all see that? Yes. But I am 36% of the way through. I'm not gonna lie, I read basically all of this today. But I did not read as much as I wanted to. This book on my phone, it says 300 pages. So I'm almost halfway through. And I could finish this book today. But I'm not going to. I've been reading this quickly. It reads really quickly because it's a young adult, so it reads fast. But I guess I'm just not that interested. Like, the writing's good. It's keeping me entertained, but I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I like Kaz because I feel like he has more depth to him. Eliza, however, I don't know how I feel about her. I don't really know. But I think that this is a common thing that I have with female main characters in young adult books. I don't know. Maybe it's because they remind me too much of me when I was freaking 16 years old, which was 4 years ago at this point. So that it's a hard time to look back. I have a hard time looking back on those years because it is embarrassing. I feel like that is my problem with young adult books, specifically female main characters in young adult books. You know what I mean? I feel like they're just a little bit too much like me when I was 16, and I don't really want to think back on those times. Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, the story is cute. Well, nothing's really happened so far, but like the banter between them, I really enjoy it. It's really funny, it's really cute, and that's all I gotta say for the 122 pages I read in this book. Yeah, I don't really have much to say. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, the next time I update you guys, I'll probably be finished with this book, and I'm so excited to read the third book. I don't think you'll understand. You don't know what it is yet, but I do, and I'm excited. But those are my updates for this time. It's real. I said this before when I was talking about the book, like when I showed you what book I was gonna read, that this is not the book of hers that I'm the most excited about. I think I'm the most excited to read I Hope This Finds You, but this book I've had for longer, and this book is on my 25 books to read in 2025 because I've had it for so long. So I just needed to get this book read first. It also is my little taste test, and I think that I do like her writing. I think it's just the characters in this book that I'm a bit iffy on. Really just one character that I'm a bit iffy on. But I'm enjoying it for the most part. So yeah, I'll probably update you guys when I'm finished.
I wanna fall vulnerable. Giggling softly. Could you be laughing at me, or we just giddy? Butterflies flapping in me. Don't stop what you're doing. Yeah, what you doing to me? Take it away, feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love.
I finished it like literally 30 minutes ago. And I know what my rating is. I'm sticking with my rating, which is why I'm telling you I'm rating this a 3-star. Now hear me out. Hear me out. And let me explain, because I do know that this is a very loved book, and I understand why. This just fell a little flat for me, as honestly, I think that when it comes to young adult books, I see myself a little bit too much in these young adults, and how I used to act. And I think that was the problem with this, like, because I would do the same thing that Eliza, like when I was 16 years old, I would be doing the same thing that Eliza was doing, and I'm just like, girl, that's so childish. And I think that's why I'm kind of just like, no, because it's hitting a little bit too close to home, and I don't like that, you know. But I really did like Kaz, who is our male main character in this book. I really did like him, and I liked the concept, but I don't know, it just fell a little flat for me. I do like the writing style of this author. I think I will try more books by her. I mean, I have more by her, so I mean, I'm going to, but this one, I think I just had, I hyped this book up too much in my head, and it just, maybe I hyped it up a little bit too much, because it just didn't give me what I needed it to give, you know. So yeah, unfortunately this is a 3-star. It's not a bad 3-star. Like, I don't think a 3-star is a bad rating, but this just wasn't my thing. But I could definitely see why this would appeal to a lot of people. Yeah. So that is the second book of this video, and I need to read one more book by Friday. It's Tuesday at 10 o'clock. And the next book I'm planning on reading is the longest book of this video. I'll go grab it. Okay, the next book that I'm planning on reading for this video is indeed From Luke Off With Love by Niyareadsyt. Am I going to be able to read 531 pages by Friday? Honestly, I think I can do it. That Friday video is just the video is just gonna be coming out real late. But I think I could do it. I don't work at all on Thursday, so I think that's gonna be a reading day because I did all of my cleaning today. Thursday is gonna be a reading day. And honestly, I think if I listen to a lot of this while at work tomorrow, I could get a good amount done. I don't know, but I'm very excited. It says, if someone were to ask Jasmine Santos to describe the last 2 years of her life with a single word, it would definitely be a 4-letter one. After 17 years and countless broken bones and broken promises, she knows her window to compete in figure skating is coming to a close. When the offer of a lifetime comes in from an arrogant idiot she spent the last decade dreaming about pushing in the way of a moving bus, Jasmine might have to reconsider everything, including Ivan Lukov. So it's definitely like an enemies to lovers. I don't know, is he like coaching her or something? I don't know what's happening. I've heard a lot about this book, but I haven't at the same time. Like, I've heard people like speak the name of this book, but I haven't really heard anyone like talk in depth about this book really. I just know that she's a figure skater, and I mean, from the back that is apparent. So I don't know what I'm getting into with this one. I am going to say right now, if a Niyareadsyt book is not going to be a 5-star, I feel like it's gonna be this one and Underlock. I feel like those ones aren't gonna be a 5-star for me, but this one I do have high hopes. I just don't think it's gonna be my favorite out of her books. But this is the next book of the video, and I will update you at some point. I don't know if I'm gonna read any tonight because I need to finish cleaning and then go to sleep because I do work tomorrow, and then yeah, but I'll update you at some point. We have some updates, a lot of updates, because yeah, I'm 58% of the way through this book, and I have not updated you guys about this book, nor have I filmed myself reading this book, not at all. So I thought now would be a perfect time. So how do I feel about this book? I'm liking it, but I can tell you right now it's not gonna be one of my favorites. I can tell you that right now. It just feels, it feels like the amount of this book is definitely a lot more adult. Well, all of her books are adult, but this one, it's like everything is just like times 10, and I just don't understand why. It's not really adding much to the story, but I mean, oh well. I will also say I have not been reading this physically at all. I've been on my phone because Kindle and Audible, if you have both of them, you can like listen to the book and it'll sync to the Kindle and it'll like read it to you while you can look at the words on the Kindle. And I've been doing that because I'm like, yeah. So that's what I've been doing. I have not read this book physically, not once. I think maybe the first chapter I did, but not once. I'm liking this. I really like Ivan. I like Jasmine for the most part. Like, I mean, she's cool. Yeah, we don't really know much about Ivan. That's the thing about Niyareadsyt books, is that you don't really know much about the male main character because you are only getting the female main character's point of view, which to me doesn't really take anything away from the book, but I know a lot of people don't really like that. To each their own. For me, it doesn't really bother me, but because of that, we're not really knowing much about Ivan because we only know as much as Jasmine knows, you know? So there's that. Jasmine, we know everything. I really like her family for the most part, but I also think they're a little overbearing, just a little bit. I'm really enjoying like seeing them on the ice. This keeps going in and out. Seeing them like on the ice and practicing and stuff, that's nice. I can also tell you this, it's enemies to lovers, but I have my theories about Ivan, and I think that maybe Mr. Man there doesn't really dislike her, just based on how he like treats her and such. But right now I think it's sitting at like a 4.5. like I don't know if it's gonna get any much higher than that, but I mean, I'm enjoying it for the most part. Like I said, I think her books are a lot deeper, because in this book, I keep wanting to say Vanessa, and that is the girl from The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and not this book. But we are following Jasmine, and we're basically right here. It's kind of like now I want to say the downfall of her career, but her career is definitely going more down than it is up at the beginning of the book when we meet her, and we see why. But there's a lot of like holes, things that we don't know yet within her story and why her career is the way that it is. There's also this unspoken thing that's going on with her and her father, and I don't know what's going on there, but I kind of need that information. So there's that. And then Ivan, him with his family, there's also a lot of holes there, and I'm kind of just like, are we gonna figure any of this out, or no? I don't know, but I'm liking this. I've been listening to this and I've been painting all day, so this has been what I'm doing. I will finish this probably today, give you my thoughts, and then you guys will see this video tomorrow.
Trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you.
So I just finished From Look Up With Love by Mariana Zapata, which is the third and final book of this video, the longest book of this video. But guys, I'm conflicted because I really did like this, but for some reason I can't bring myself to say that this is a 5-star. Like I was sitting there after finishing this, I was like, is this a 5-star? Is it? And then I was like, no, I'm gonna give it a 4.75. But like in my head, I ranked them because I know my top two are All Roads Lead Here and The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and I don't think any of her books are gonna top those for me. And then I'm like, did I like this more than Cutie? Now mind you, I read Cutie 2 years ago. I think it was like 2 years ago when I read Cutie. So it's almost 2 years. I read it in the summer of 2023. So it's been a minute since I read Cutie. And like, from like what I remember of Cutie, because like that was a 5-star. I loved that. I do like this more. So technically this should be like a 5-star. But for some reason I can't for some reason I can't bring myself to be like, yeah, this is a 5-star. Like I can't do it. And I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know why. So for right now, this is a 4.75. She's very high up there. But I feel like that could definitely change, because I feel like I could really be thinking about this book for a long time. So, yes. But my thoughts. Ivan Lukov. This book may not be my favorite of Mariana Zapata, but Ivan Lukov, for sure, my favorite Mariana Zapata man. For sure. Like, what? Yeah. Yeah, I really like this. I was so giggly at the end of this book, like the last like 5 chapters. I want to say like 5, maybe it was like, it was like from chapter like 18 to the end. The way I was being giggling, embarrassing, actually embarrassing, because why are you acting this way about a book? I really liked this, and I don't know if this is a theme in all of Mariana Zapata books, but I feel like father issues come up a lot in her books. At least it has in the past. It did in the Wall of Winnipeg and Me, and then in this one, and then in All Roads Lead Here. It wasn't necessarily father issues, but I see that a lot in her books, and then like is this like a thing? Because that's hitting a little bit too close to home, and like do I want to continue to read about that? I'm going to anyways, but like I've just noticed that a lot, and here they were very, very prevalent. They were there, let me tell you. But I really liked this. I really liked seeing all of the like figure skating, because I feel like that's like a sport that you don't really see a lot of people talk about. At least maybe it's just like the people I'm around. Like figure skating is not really something that is talked about with the people around me. So it was nice to see that, and it's very interesting actually. So that was nice to see. Her books are always very deep. They always have lots of other situations going on. One thing I will say, we still don't know not a thing about Ivan. His family came up twice. We've seen them twice in this book, and I'm just like, I still feel like I don't really know Ivan. I know him with Jasmine, but I don't know him on his own. So that's kind of like iffy for me. But I mean, I still like the book. So that is this. I'm giving it a 4.75, but that could very much go up, and it probably will. I just have to give myself some time to kind of like let it. So yes, that was the last and final book of this video. I will re-talk about the other 2 books, even though for you guys it hasn't been that long. For me, it's been a week since I read Practice Makes Perfect, and like 4 days since I read This Time It's Real. So I'm gonna give you guys a recap in case you forgot, in case you have some short-term memory loss, you know. I'm gonna give you a recap of those, and then that'll be the end of this video. Crazy. We're gonna go by like the ones I most recently read. So that is This Time It's Real. I gave this a 3.5. No, I gave it a 3. Yeah, because the 3.5 is a little bit too high for this. I liked this. It was cute. I didn't like our main character. I liked Kaz. I, however, did not like, what's her name? Eliza? I didn't like her. I didn't really like her. But I know that it's definitely a me problem, because I know a lot of people love this book. But the reason why I am not a huge fan of this book is because I see myself way too much in our female main character, like when I was like 16, and I do not like that. I don't want to think about those times. No. So that's why I didn't really mesh with this book, but I could definitely see why a lot of people loved this book. It's a me problem. That's all I'm gonna say. But I can see why a lot of people like this. So there's my rating on that. And then the only 5-star of this video was indeed Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. I am still thinking about these characters to this day, because oh my goodness, y'all, I loved this book so much more than I was expecting to love this book. And I'm just like, what does she put in her books? Because this is too good, and I can't wait to read Borrow or Steal, which is about, I think it's about Emily, and I'm so excited. so excited. I just love her writing. Her writing is so easy to read and digest, and it's so fun. Their banter, top tier, so good. So this was the 5-star of this video, and yeah, those were my thoughts about the 3 books that I read this video. I wanted to read books that were kind of like I read one book that is like well known, but it's just I've just really been wanting to read this. And then this book, I feel like this book is not talked about that much, so I wanted to read this because I don't see a lot of people really talking about this book. And then from Look Off With Love, like this is a known book, but out of the books that people talk about, it's not this one. It's culty. Let's be honest, it's culty. I don't think I've ever like seen anyone besides Larry, because Larry is the person who introduced me to Mariana Zapata. I don't see anyone else talking about From Luke Off With Love. Like, they mention it, but they've never talked in depth about it. So I wanted to be the person to do that. So yes, I wanted to do 3 books that we don't really, well, 2 books that we don't really see people talk about, and then this book was just purely because I wanted to read it so bad. So yes, those are the 3 books I read this video. If you are still here, if you guys have read any of these books, let me know how you guys felt about them. Did you guys rate them a 5-star, or did you guys rate them a 1-star? Did you DNF them? Tell me how you feel about them. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next Friday. Bye.